Welcome to another episode of Film and Business. My name is Rosa Camero, your host, film producer, marketing and distribution consultant, and CEO and founder of Ramiro AI. Most filmmakers spend all their energy finishing their film. Is it you? And forget to plan where it will be seen. In this episode, I'll break down how to approach film festivals, from selecting the right ones to budgeting for submissions, travel, and marketing. You also learn how to make your film stand out, and how tools like Ramiro AI can help you tailor your festival strategy. Whether you have made your film or are still in production, this episode will save you time, money, and stress. What if I told you most filmmakers waste money on film festivals that won't do anything for their career? This is true. Laurels won't give you the visibility you think it will. I said it. This is something that I have been wanting to say for a long time. Laurels mean anything for a film. I mean, unless it's a Cannes, unless it's a Berlinale, unless it's like a top A film festival, maybe it means something. But the rest, no. Your poster looks horrible with all those laurels that no one knows that what film festivals are. So don't put it on your poster, please. Don't do it. Why having a strategy for your festival route is important? Because you cannot submit everywhere. I mean, I know we want visibility for our film, and we think the more film festivals or film go, the better. But I have to tell you, that's a waste of time and money. A lot of money. You can spend a lot of money in applying and submitting your film to these film festivals. So a film festival, it's not only a tool for you to exhibit your film, but it's also a PR way for you to actually have more visibility and more eyes on it. But if it's like a small film festival, then sometimes it's not worth it. So if you plan well your film festival route, you can have a launch pad. I mean, there are many filmmakers that have found film distributors and even their next project applying to the right film festivals. This can be you. And what are the most common mistakes? So sometimes you are driven by the prices, or sometimes you are driven by, I want to be in that film festival, even though maybe your film is not for that kind of film festival. So I mean, you want to apply to Sundance or Cannes, but maybe your film is not for those festivals. Maybe you want to apply for another kind of film festival. Maybe you are in a rush and you want to submit your film as fast as possible, but maybe your film is not finished and you submit a work in progress. Of course, you will be rejected, because they said that they needed full projects, like finished projects. And you're submitting a film that is not finished. You really need to think about when I'm going to start applying for film festivals, and you're not in a rush. You need to finish your film and finish it in a good way, like feeling good about it. And I know as a film director, sometimes it can be very difficult because maybe your film will never be finish. I mean, I know I have worked with many filmmakers, many film directors and producers, and they are never satisfied with the cut that they gave to whatever festival, whatever screener, and they want to keep changing because it's never good enough. But I have to tell you, the final audience don't notice. They don't notice if it's the final cut, if it's the director's cut. Of course, I mean, if it's like a huge difference, of course, they will like to see the extra footage, but they don't understand all this technicism as filmmakers. So be nice to yourself, give yourself space, and it's okay if you think it's not finished, but it's like, okay, I think we can submit this. Also, don't submit your film when it's not finished. I mean, it's like it needs to be like a middle ground in there. How to choose the right festivals. So you need a strategy. I mean, in my world, everything is, you need a strategy, you need a plan. Those are a strategy and plan is the same, right? So you need to know what you're going to do next. So what, like, you making the film, okay, producing, marketing, distribution, film festivals. Okay, what are we gonna do on the film festival route? It's not only submitting, but like what are the festivals that we're gonna apply, and also what's the budget, what kind of goals we have for the film, what kind of goals I have for myself as a filmmaker or as a film director, as a film producer. You need to define your goals, and for that you need a plan. For that you need a strategy. So you want sales, you want visibility, you want awards, you want to grow your network, you want to sell it, you want distributors, you want to find a PR way for you to premiere your film, you want to make some noise. So you need to categorize your film festivals, like where do you want to go and how do you want to apply. Of course, we know about top tier, that is Sundance, Toronto Film Festival, Berlinale, Cannes. I mean, that's great for prestige, but you know that it's highly competitive. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't apply to them. You should, but you need to have also like B plan. So of course you should apply to top tier film festivals, because those are the ones that are gonna give you the prestige and the visibility that you want. But if that doesn't work, you need to have like a plan B. And if you don't get elected, I mean, that's okay. You still have markets. You still have a way to reach film distributors. You still have a way to sell your film. So don't get fixated into, I need to get into these film festivals. I need to do this and this and that, because somebody else did this and something else. And I think that we need to talk about is comparing yourself. You cannot compare yourself. You cannot compare your film to other films, because each film is different, each person is different, and you as a filmmaker, you also have your own path, you also have your own way of doing things. And that doesn't mean that because your friend got selected into this film festival, whatever, you should do the same, because you are not the same person. And also, what are their goals and what are your goals? So please don't compare yourself. Please don't compare your film's route or your film's journey with someone else's, because it cannot work like that. You just need to think, okay, it's my film and it has its own path. You need to be genre specific. So if it's horror, if it's a romance, if it's environmental, I mean, nowadays you can find all kind of film festivals for everything. So yeah, you can submit to those if you feel that could be a good way for you to have some visibility and maybe find distributors or sell it. I mean, you should do it. In my opinion, I think the ultimate goal for a film, it should be first, get seen, yes, but also make money. I mean, in the end, it costs a lot of money to make films. And two, it's a product. I mean, we cannot treat it the other way, because a film is a product. What you're making is a product that you want to sell. So that should be one of the goals for your film when you are thinking about this strategy for the film festivals. And then also you can go regional, you can go local, you can go, okay, by countries, depending on the audience. Again, if you don't know who's your audience, you can go to the last episode and find out how to find that audience. So your film festival plan, it will be much easier. And also, what are the awards that you want? I mean, what kind of awards? I know. We are in the film industry. It's like we kind of like need the awards. But you want like a nice award, and you don't want like any kind of award. So research. Do your research. Take a look at the different film festivals. Don't go and just apply for any film festival. I mean, I don't have any films, and I've been invited to submit whatever in their film festival, and they want me to give them a review. I haven't been in their film festival. I haven't submitted anything, and they're asking me to review their film festival. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on in the film festival world. So just do your research and check what is legit in there. Budget your film festival route. That's super important. It's not, I mean, I know it can be super easy, especially when you use Film Free Away and you have one page, you have your credit card there, and you just submit. You don't even know how much money are you spending. It's like, oh yeah, but that's $5, that's $10, that's $15, and then you're like little amounts of money, and then you keep like adding up into the budget. And remember, it's not only the film festival budget, but it's like, this is like together with the film budget. So it's like you keep increasing how much money are you spending. So yeah, submissions can go from 10 to 150, sometimes 200, depending, of course. We are talking about these high fees. It's for the top film festivals. Yet they are there, and I know those are the ones that you want to enter, so you have to take them into account. You also need to take into account when it's early bird, so you pay less money, and late fees, like when it's like almost their closing and you want to submit, they increase their price. So you need to take into account this and have like a very planned calendar for you to apply to all these film festivals. Also, something else, it's get acquaintance with the film programmers. That's also another way for you to get into film festivals. We talk a lot about networking, growing your network, getting to know the people that it might help you to get to the next milestone, and film programmers are one of those. Like, film programmers are very important when you start applying for film festivals. You can send an email, you can connect with them on LinkedIn, you can attend talks on conferences, and you can introduce yourself, and it's easier for them if you introduce and they remember you, then they will remember your film. That's something and they even film programmers. I mean, it's not something that I'm just inventing. It's not something that I'm just like putting it out there because I think it's a good idea, but it's like film programmers, they even have said so in talks and conferences that I have attended, that it's good that you introduce yourself and you have a film, because it's like they get so many films submitted and they don't know who is who. And sometimes even like top tiers, you don't even have like a film programmers that are not the ones who choose the films, but it's like sometimes you have like a jury or like a committee of people who is watching the films, and then they decide. So you need to figure out who are they so you can talk to them. So if you're really good at networking, that could be a task for you. If you're not, good luck. Because I know it can be very difficult to get to know new people, and especially when you're an introvert. You also need to take into account the traveling, the lodging, the materials. It's not only you applying to the film, but if the film gets selected, you need to think about, okay, who's gonna pay for the accommodation, the traveling, the materials. You need to send posters, sometimes DCPs, postcards, marketing material that you're going to print. You need all these things, so you need to take it into account. That's also part of the budget. So you need to be aware of how much money are you spending. And the marketing around the festival. If it's a good festival and you think it's a good way for you to get those headlines, then you need to hire a PR. You need to hire someone who can get you interviews, who can help you with finding the press and getting those headlines and interviews, so you get enough noise around your film. How to stand out? Of course, you need a marketing material. And one thing that you do when you open your Film Free Away profile is having your marketing material. So that means you having a press kit, a logline, a synopsis, a teaser poster, a trailer. Remember to have a really good trailer. All these marketing materials help you to build the audience, but also for you to get selected. The more you have marketing materials, the more possibilities you have to get selected. And if you are reaching out to people, remember to personalize your emails or cover letters when submitting. Please don't forget to change the name. I use templates. I am in favor of using templates. I mean, I am the template queen, I have to tell you. But one thing that has happened to me is that sometimes I avoid it at all cost, because when you use a template, you need to change the name and you need to change whatever you need to change in the email. And if you forget, that can be a problem. I mean, you can burn a contact just for doing that. Like, for me, it had cost me not to have collaborations because they get so offended that I mistake the name, that they didn't want to know anything about me. So that meant a connection that it won't be my connection anymore because they got offended. So be careful when you are sending these emails, not only for film festivals or just to grow your network, to connect with other people when you go to film festivals, when you go to film markets. Just remember to change the names, because you can burn bridges just forgetting. I mean, that's human. That's completely human. I was submitting just a quick story about how this can be how this can be bad, but a story that I mean, in the end, it's a human mistake. We sent some emails for me to pitch myself to podcast. So this wasn't film festivals, but this was me pitching myself for podcast. That was someone who was helping me send the emails. She didn't change some of the name and the headline, and then they reach out to me on Instagram saying, you don't want this kind of people representing you. I think that's a really bad way for you to look like professionally. And first, he mistake my name. He called me something else. It was a typo or something. And I thought, okay, it was a human mistake. She used a template. That's nothing wrong, but it's wrong that you come to me and you are kind of telling me that she was wrong. You could have answered the email saying this and this and this. I don't think this is professional, and then put me on copy. I was in copy in those emails anyway. Instead of you coming to me directly saying this is unprofessional and she did something wrong. I mean, that's okay. Who isn't professional? And then also he misspelled my name. So, I mean, that's a human mistake. Yes, but yes, not changing a name in a template in an email can cause these kind of problems. So please take my experience and don't make the same mistakes. How can you use Ramiro AI for film festival strategy? So you can use a prompt that actually I will share in the description, and you can, Ramiro, my film is coming. My film, it's the genre, the synopsis, and then you can say how long it is, and then you need to tell me what it's about and tell me what festivals I need to prioritize, what's the budget, and I should plan for. So this is an example. Also, when you sign in to Ramiro AI, not only have access to Ramiro and all the knowledge that is already in there, but you have access to Filmpreneurship Network. That's my course. So that's my community that I had last year, actually. And now everything is in my business at the moment is coming together, because I had a course, I have Promo 101, but now with Ramiro AI, things are shifting and I'm changing and I'm tweaking. So you have access to my templates, you have access to courses and trainings that they're there. I mean, and you have access to a film festival plan, and you also have access to budget. You have access to many templates, and those things is not something that you can find anywhere. And just sign into Ramiro AI for $39 a month. You have access to those templates, and Ramiro AI can help you to actually fill them up. So, okay, that's an advantage. When you work with Ramiro AI, you have access to Filmpreneurship Network, and you kind of have access to me. So you already have access to me through Ramiro and all the knowledge. So what can we take with us today? First, don't submit blindly. Budget wisely. Remember to be really clear with your numbers, because that's something that you cannot miss. Presentation matters. Take my experience and be aware if you're using templates, change the name. You don't want to burn the bridges. And use tools like Ramiro AI to make smart decisions and get your film easier when you are promoting it and marketing. And if you're preparing to submit your film and not sure where to start, you have Ramiro AI, you have access to Filmpreneurship Network, templates and trainings, and you have an assistant. And if you need more guidance, you can always come to me. We can work together. And don't forget to subscribe, share, invite more filmmakers to come and be part of this community. See you next time. Bye.